Hey there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hossman, and joining me today, not a brand new rock star, a repeat guest rock star. She's a rock star in our industry. She's an outside sales rep for SNS Activewear, but she's also sort of an educator, a person who's service overselling, is what I like to say, and she's going to educate us today. Meg Erber, thanks for joining me again.
Oh, thank you so much, Kirby. It's a pleasure of being on your show. Second time again. That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. And again, also, I didn't mention this, but she's also one of the hosts of Industry Insider, a great podcast in our industry as well. So, Meg, I want to jump right in because you and I have had some offline conversations about this, but I feel like you're sort of one of the industry experts here. You've become very passionate about NFTs and crypto and the marketing space. So I guess I wanted to jump off by saying, why have you taken such an interest? Why do you think this is so important?
So first off, I do want to thank you because you took out a Friday night a couple of weeks ago, and I guess in November months, to support me on a Friday night. And I can't really thank you enough for that. Like, that was really awesome of you. So, man, where do I begin with this? So about 2 years, there's so much, and it's like, it's almost a different language, and I'm still learning it. Like, as we go, I'm a self-proclaimed white belt in this space. So if I'm the expert, then we're all in trouble, but
I get that.
No, but I feel like it's a community, right? And I'm going to talk about that later on, but we're constantly learning and adapting and evolving. But this really started about 2 years ago when VJ was starting to get into like investment opportunities. I know you do real estate, and I think that's where it started with him. Mm-hmm. And then he got into the stock market and then into crypto. So I actually had zero interest in doing any of it, but it's now like all the time we were talking about it, and it was a different language. I'm like, I hear what you're saying. I mean, that's English, but it doesn't make any sense to me. It just didn't. And at the time, Jeremy Picker was on Twitter posting a lot about NFTs or digital apparel. So I actually reached out to him, and I'm like, listen, I hear it. It's just not like clicking for me. So basically I took the terms that I knew, like hola and me llamo es, like those are your key terms, like Spanish, and then my key crypto terms. And I went to Jeremy, and he basically said the same things that VJ was saying, but he used his hands to talk about the transformation from meta to physical. And I was like, this makes sense now. It just started to make sense. Maybe it's just because, you have to hear it so many times for it to really click. Okay. And I knew that Jeremy had that promo background. So I knew that he understood the correlation basically. So we then had him on the Industry Insider, and then Charity Gibson tagged Lisa Fosdick, and which has turned into some really cool friendship / partnership with her. And I don't know, why is it important to me? I feel like where I'm not an early adapter of crypto, I do want to be an early adapter in the promo space. Because over the past 2 years, I've been super passionate about sustainability, and what a better way to show the value of that in our industry. Because think about all the samples that we send out, right? You have to do a size run for your customer, think about all of those that already end up in the trash. Think about the emissions being put into the air by logistics companies shipping those samples. What about the time and the money spent processing those samples? What if you could just put on an Oculus and you have your avatar fit to your specs, and then you can go try on that small or medium shirt? Or how does that 5-panel hat look versus a 6-panel hat? Or what about that book bag? How does that book bag look with my company's branding on it, walking down the hallway of Mandalay Bay towards the convention center? The possibilities are endless. And I feel like because of that makes me passionate. There's just so many places to go with this.
Yeah. And I think when I hear you talk about it, first of all, you can totally sense the passion, but it's to me, the thing that excites me, and you say you're a white belt. I don't know what's below that because I'm not in the dojo or whatever. That's
not even in the dojo. Yeah.
But one of the things I think that excites me is it says, look, I think we've always been in the promo space in the physical, and that's obviously the virtual, and bridging that together, I think, is a really interesting opportunity. And so with that in mind, you and Lisa Fosdick hosted a panel on that topic recently, just sort of like what you mentioned that Friday night. And for what it's worth, you're very welcome for me being there on a Friday night. But the reason I did is because I want to learn more about it. And I feel like you guys are presenting an opportunity to do that. So first of all, what did you hope to gain from doing that? And how did it go from your perspective?
Yeah. So as much as I would like to take credit for all of that panel, and as any good salesperson does, I probably should, but Lisa really started that panel with the relationships that she had leveraged over the last couple of years in the crypto space. I mean, we had, I'm probably going to mess up their last names because they're from all over the world. So bear with me, but we had Paula Kilgaraff. She is a metaverse and Web3 expert. We had Sophia Moshasha. She's the co-founder of Ready Player Golf. Lynn Marler, she's on the chair for the Boston Blockchain Association. Like what? You have DJ Smith. He's a co-founder and creative chief officer of the Glimpse Group. Alan Smith, he's a co-founder of Metaverse. And then we have Jerry Barker from our industry, of our Barker Specialties. Mm-hmm. He's the co-founder of NFTs for Charity. And I take pride in myself, just surrounding myself with the smartest people in the room. And that's how you learn, you know? My mom always told me you are who you hang out with. So there's that, you know,
there, yeah.
But I think we just really had hoped to gain a presence, you know, a presence for the space in promo. And Lisa Fosdick and I actually started this little service providership, I guess. We call it Vertex, and she calls it more of a consulting, I'm going to say this wrong, consortium. I've never heard that word, but I'm sure it's a word.
Yep, sure is. Yep.
Yeah. Which basically it's a service provider for crypto, blockchain, VR solutions for the promo industry. And those services would include, you know, NFTs for branding, digital, virtual apparel and merch. I don't know if you saw the virtual we did there, 3D showrooms, virtual reality events, crypto payments and finance, smart contracts for supply chain and VeChain. And I did talk a bunch about VeChain on my podcast when Lisa was on, because I think that would just really revolutionize our industry completely. So
yeah, I thought it was, by the way, I thought it was really helpful, and hearing it from different perspectives, like you guys presented it, I thought was really interesting. So the thing that I think when I talk to people about it is they don't understand it. So I think so many people are just trying to get their head around it and learn more. So as someone who's sort of further down the path in making, you know, those strides in learning, and the fact that this is such a rapidly evolving space, if someone wants to learn more on the topic, where do you recommend that they go? Who should they follow? Who should they talk to? What should they read? You know, whatever.
Yeah, I reached out to Vijay and Jeremy on this because I just started doing things and pulling things, and I'm a little scattered with it, but they actually confirmed everything that I was doing was what they were doing. So the biggest thing I can recommend is do your research, get involved in the community. Crypto communities are very big, and they're all about taking care of each other. Mm-hmm. So you get involved in crypto Twitter or the crypto Reddit, Telegram, Discord. These are all places that you can start and just do like a search for, and then look into projects basically. So they're all good resources, but YouTube is also a really good, valuable resource for content and where to start. But there are a few nuggets that you definitely want to bookmark on your journey. Okay. The first one is coingecko.com. So this is for when you're going to be trading coins or buying coins in the crypto space. This is basically an encyclopedia on every coin ever made. If it's not there, you are not buying it. Okay. You can go in there and look up VeChain, and it'll come up VET. And on the right-hand side, it'll give you, I wonder if I had this up so I can kind of go off of it. It kind of tells you like all of the social media channels. It tells you what it is, graphs. So it's a really good resource. Then you want to familiarize yourself with MetaMask.io. Okay. It's a crypto wallet. Yeah. So basically you sign up for this wallet, and that your wallet is going to be proof of everything that you buy. A lot of times people say, oh, I can just right click and copy and paste. And look, now I'm showing that I have that NFT. You can show it all you want, but you're an imposter. I mean, it's easily like, I can easily look at your wallet and be like, hey, Kirby, you really want to buy that, you know? Yeah. So that's that. It's like saying you own like a Babe Ruth card or whatever. And it's just really not. It's like, you know, you copied it and pasted it and put it on a card. So, right. So MetaMask basically, it's a crypto wallet. It's used to interact with the blockchain. It allows users to access their wallet through a browser extension or a mobile app, which is really nice because you have it right on your phone. And it's not like you can just face in. There's a whole key of words you have to memorize to get into that. And it's also a browser on your extension. And basically a crypto wallet is just a place that safely secures your cryptocurrency, your money, your NFTs. basically how a bank account works, but the only difference is that with crypto wallets, the users have access to their private keys, the banks don't, which is really nice. Another nugget would be OpenSea.io. That's the world's first and largest digital marketplace for crypto collectibles and NFTs. So that's where you're going to go buy an NFT. So on Twitter,
spell OpenSea for me really quick.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Open, OPEN, and then C is like the ocean, SEA.io.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And that's where you would actually go to purchase the NFTs. Like I have an NFT up there from the Industry Insider, and it's up for Sleeping for Good still. I mean, the Sleeping for Good thing is over, but I set it, how many months or whatever, because I was still new, and I'm like, sure, 4 months. I'm like, oh, it ends next month, but whatever. So if that sells, all that money then would go to NAMI. And what's really neat about this is when I put an NFT up there, I can set all these things in the smart contract. So let's say that person who owns that NFT now wants to resell it and then donate money. So that's fine. But every time that they sell it, 10% will go back to the owner, who I am now donating that to NAMI. So anytime that's resold, it's now generating more money, which is really cool. Yeah. And then let me see if there's anything else. Coinbase, that's the easiest platform that you would want to use for trading and buying, cryptocurrency. It's probably the easiest. However, there's high fees involved. You've probably seen, if you're watching like NFL, FTX is one that you'll see on the NFL commercials. Crypto.com is on the UFC. And what's exciting about that is it's becoming more mainstream. So I think the more mainstream it becomes, the bigger the community is going to be and the easier it's going to get. Because right now it is very difficult. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, one more little nugget. On Twitter, you know how normal people use hashtags to search for things? Instead of using a hashtag, you want to use a $sign. So instead of doing hashtag crypto, you want to do $sign crypto. And that kind of brings up more of a search than a hashtag would.
Okay. That's good stuff. This is really, these are great nuggets. I love that. That's cool. All right. So I want to get you to put, get out your crystal ball, or I was going to say crystal ball, but it really should be an Oculus, right? So looking into, cause there's sort of a short term and a long term in this space. So what does this look like in the short term versus what does it look like in the long term as you look through into the metaverse? So what predictions do you have?
Man, crawl, walk, run. I hear Danny Rosen in my ear.
Yeah.
Crawl, walk, run all the time. So, or maybe I was Carrie Cowden, one of them in Promo Cares, but we have to think of it that way. I think right now our very short-term goal is to just advocate for it, like create awareness, create a buzz. We did this panel and then immediately you reached out to me and, hey, Meg, I want to get you on here. ASI reached out to me. They want to do a feature article. And I think that's really incredible because like I said before, and I'm preaching it, the more people we have in this community, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be. So right now we're just in the beginning stages of advocating for crypto in our industry. I think eventually we want to educate people on NFTs and how as an industry, I mean, I really can't preach this enough, how we need to constantly adapt and evolve to stay relevant. If we aren't incorporating NFTs into our pitches to our customers, then our customers are going to do it on their own. Right. And we don't want to be replaced by technology or an easy click of the button. It's like going to your customers with all these options before they go looking for them themselves.
Exactly.
So we've decided to partner with it and learn from it. And we are all learning together. And the more people we have in this community, the faster we can take this to the next level. That's cool. Another one of our longer short-term goals is to really facilitate these VR events in our industry, because right now, whether we like it or not, we are living in this hybrid environment. It is difficult. So why not offer some type of VR event like Ready Player Golf on the show floor of a possible Promotions East in 2022? It's on the docket. We're hoping to push forward. And I think it would be so cool. I mean, people that can't come to Promotions East can have an Oculus and zoom into this charity golf tournament. So we can have it on the show floor. People can see, swinging their virtual clubs in their Oculus little metaverse world. And then people from all over the country can be on their team. And I think that is just such a cool way of networking at a show that nobody has ever done before. Right. Yeah. So that's on the longer short-term goals.
I love it. Well, for what it's worth, I really appreciate you taking the time, just to talk with me about it and kind of go back and forth. I thought the nuggets were super valuable, and we'll do this again because I have a feeling this will be a topic that's going to be going forward, if that makes sense.
No, I'd love to. I mean, it's going to be constantly changing. And like I said, we're learning every day. Everybody's learning. And that's all we can do is just keep learning.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for taking the time. We'll have to do it again. Okay.
Sounds good, Kirby. Thanks.
All right. You bet. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.